to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Devils of the West. Last time, hot on the trail, or kind of cold on the trail, of a potential serial kidnapper, abductor, possible murderer. You have been kind of asking some questions around about missing people, as well as trying to kind of scope out and stake out an alley. And apart from a charitable donation, no one approached you in that evening. Now all reconvened. What's your next move?
Mr. Bogus, I'm gonna go get cleaned up.
I think we need to be consistent. It seems like these people had pretty regular schedules, except for the handyman. But he did go and fix that gate multiple times. Is what it seemed like.
Somebody's stalking them.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's at least looking for people that are in a place consistently and then snagging them, it seems like. So I feel like if we can bait our traps, as it were, on a consistent basis, then we might have more luck than a one and done kind of thing. That's my thought anyway.
Should one of us get a pretend job doing handyman work?
Well, I know Jerry just goes into that alley. Sure.
That would probably
Professor
be
Bogus just goes into the alley every night.
No. Once was enough.
Okay, we'll set somebody else up, Bogus. It's fine. Yeah, Grimes, you're probably the best candidate for getting drunk in an alley.
Well, because all he's got to do is go to an alley.
He's drunk anyway. He just has to make it an alley this time.
I know. I was drunk enough to go to a dumb fortune teller and swindled me out of $20.
You did, in fact.
I told you it was a scam, but you didn't listen.
Yep.
I mean...
I believe your exact words to me were, shut the fuck up, and then you paid him $20.
Hey, that's behind us now, Professor. That's behind us. Okay, I guess I can go look.
I just don't know if that guy's going to let me camp out in this.
No, I don't think he will. So we'll have to...
second story window every day.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out some other... Can you get up on the roof?
I mean, they're not like... There's not like balconies up there. You could like try and climb up someone's like trellis or something like on the side of their house and try and get to a roof. They're like shingled.
Oh, I see. They're like houses.
They're like houses. Yeah, it's not boxes.
Okay, that's what I was just thinking. Okay, so that's not gonna work. But
do you want me to harass people too to get a rise out of some people?
No, please do not harass anyone.
No, because then you might get picked up by just actual law enforcement.
and then we blow the whole cover because then I have to come out and go, it's okay. He's with me.
I asked him to be a nuisance.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, I'm happy to just leave somebody else my rifle and be bait. Yeah. I guess
it's just the matter of I don't want someone if it's like a snatch, like it seems like you'd get someone to follow you, but it does seem like it'd just be
and you
like they're just
be
grabbing you, but it could be that they're like, hey, can you help me out with something? And they're like, oh, okay, and they go over of their own will. I guess we didn't like see any signs of a struggle or anything,
but
like I mean, this is all like it's mostly paved streets and everything. Like
that's true.
And if it's like days ago, there's not going to be all that much left necessarily. As far as like, we know they're not just gunning them down or stabbing them or something.
Sure.
Well, and if there's no signs of a struggle, then it might have been somebody that they were well acquainted with.
It could be. The issue is like the signs of the struggle might not have lasted that long. Is what Will was pointing out. So.
Besides, we know from first-hand experience, you can just come up behind somebody and bash them in the back of the head.
That's true. Can't give someone the old brick. So
I resent that.
I think consistency of our bait is going to be the winner on this one.
We'll just go out and drink out there every day.
There you go.
That's probably what your best at, guys.
Yeah.
The real he goes and does that, it's like, all right, now for the real plan. We got
the real question is if we want to have multiple people. I feel like we should work in pairs.
Shut up, Bubble.
like a bait pair, or like a person that's the bait, and then a
You
person
are
that's
not a peach.
watching
You are a pear.
from some obscure place, or far enough away not to be obvious that they're watching that person. That would be my thought. If you guys have any other things to add to it, or tell me to go shut the fuck up. Also,
I could take care of myself, okay?
Well, that's convenient because there's 5 of us.
Good. That's what we were hoping for. That one lady had a bed and breakfast near here, right? Because, I mean, that'd be an easy place to, like... Because ideally, if this is the area where people are being taken, like, if I got, like, a long-term room at that bed and breakfast, and then, like, I guess got a job somewhere that would have that consistent schedule.
okay.
And as long as I just make sure that my path between the two is consistent every day and is going straight through this area.
You could run the groceries for the bed and breakfast. It seems like that's what she was doing. You could just be
I think she also owned the bed and breakfast.
Right. But that's what I mean is the bed and breakfast is still running and still needs groceries, so you could pick that up as like a consistent pathway.
That's fair. It sounds boring, but yeah.
Well, this is what we call a stakeout. It's pretty boring.
So do you guys not want me to get drunk in an alleyway?
You can also, we want to set multiple
Absolutely.
baits.
And you said one of the other mans was a repairman. He would fix things around him. Maybe I do something along those lines and help people out fix their.
We all just assume. Since there's 5 missing people, we all just assume
their identities.
The jobs.
So which 2 of you is gonna dress as children?
That means us 2 as the kids, and I don't think that's gonna work.
Maybe you guys could be betting in the alleyway.
Yeah. So, well, we want people that'll be eyes so that we can keep an eye on you guys so you don't get disappeared. Because it's like, all right, you're the bait. Where'd the bait go? Like,
So what's the plan? I feel like there's lots of plans getting thrown out here. What you guys doing?
Well,
I think you 2 assume those duties,
Yeah.
and the 3 of us will be.
So you're wanting to like just live out of the bed and breakfast for a little while?
and
Yeah.
I mean, I can either do the grocery route for the bed and breakfast every week, or I could get a job somewhere, so that way my back and forth isn't once a week, but like every day.
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
if
could
you
just,
can get a job somewhere. In this economy,
Hard times.
hard times.
we could just, and then I can just, we could just throw out there, to people, I'm a handyman, so I could help fix, odds and ends.
You can. I mean, if your goal is to get this done quickly, it's gonna take a while to like have word circulate that there's a new handyman that people can hire and for people to actually hire you. There's a decent chance it'll take a while before you get any work with that. I mean, you can start to try and spread the word.
Yeah.
If your goal is to find people quickly, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's kind of the issue. You can't like just start a business. It's more
Similar, I mean, you can definitely start, like, if you want to try and talk with the people at the bed and breakfast, they could try and give you, like, a task or something to work there. That they probably offer you a room or 2 if you guys want them for free, just while you're looking for the boss. Anyways.
I just, like, is that just the angle we're leaning towards, is just, like, trying to build that consistency?
I mean, if you're wanting to build that consistency, that will take time.
Yeah.
You don't know if this person actually is going after people who have a consistent schedule or not.
Yeah.
There's
someone in this area. Yeah. I guess I'll also just ask about if there's anything strange, like someone that a newcomer in the neighborhood or anything like that.
Go ahead and
strange
roll
noises over the
persuasion.
past couple weeks. Like a banshee screaming or something.
Yeah.
Was that 4? Nobody really has the only recurring character you hear the name of that people are unsettled by is Spindly Norman, because he's nearby to here. But there's not like no one new to town that gave people the heebie-jeebies. Everyone around here seems
Maybe
to have
we
been
should
around here for
go
a
talk
while.
to Spindly Norman.
We did.
Yeah, we already did.
I don't know if he'll answer any questions without us paying him $20.
It's true.
Or less if you want him to lie to you. He's a reasonable psychic.
I feel like my professionalism means that I cannot go to Spin the Dormant and ask him anything.
I don't want to spend the $20.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just ask him if you've seen any sketchy people.
Yeah, but I think he would ask us for $20 in order to answer that question.
Exactly.
That's my point.
Could we do like a canvas of the neighborhood and see if there's any like basements, for instance, like what kind of buildings?
Unfortunately, this is going to be pretty different than the place just came from in that lots of these buildings would have the possibility of cellars or basements because they're just more permanent structures. You could certainly canvas it, but you'd think more buildings could have them than couldn't in this.
Right.
Most of them are, at least some of it's like brick or stone structure and stuff. And they're pretty sturdy buildings that could definitely support basements.
Dang it, I'm not a police officer. I don't know how to deal with a missing person. Yeah, I mean, canvassing's the only thing that I can think of. Besides trying to set bait and seeing what catches as a little sting operation.
We can put Ed outside and she can pretend to be the woman of the night.
No thanks.
What if someone just tries to hire you?
Punch him straight in the
Be
face.
like, yoo-hoo, ooh, how you doing, lady? Wham! Why?
Get out of here, I'm working.
Wait,
I know!
Don't make me repeat myself.
you punch him, that'll be $20.
Start scamming people for
I know this rough stuff.
Alright, any other bright ideas?
I could dress up like a lady in the night.
Unfortunately, there's just like no consistency in the people that are being taken, unless
You're
we're
missing a
all
piece.
others.
There's an area. Yeah, there's an area component. There seems to be a time component.
They've all been during the day, as far as we can tell.
Or around dusk, specifically.
Well, yeah, but not with the. Probably not with the lady from the bed and breakfast. That was probably midday at the latest.
That is true. She might have gone someplace between the dairy shop and going home. I guess I'll ask the.
But they also, neither one of them saw her like last week.
Right, because she went missing.
Well, she's saying they said last week they didn't see her.
Right.
So the last time when she left would have been last week.
Right. Yeah. So the day she left, she
allegedly
never made
didn't go to either of those shops the day she went missing.
Yeah. The day she went missing, she didn't make it to either of those locations.
Oh.
So like pretty much everybody's being taken during the day.
Yeah. Well, that would have been like early morning.
So what you know about the kids is it could have been any time, like probably closer to the evening because they were like out playing, but they never made it back when nightfall was there, which is when their bedtime was basically when they were supposed to be back.
So
you know that lady allegedly disappeared before she ever made it to the butcher shop in the morning. You know that the handyman apparently made it to both of those places and did work ending. It looks like he did the chicken coop second, but left there pretty close to the evening.
So yeah, but all daytime kidnappings, which is unusual.
And the drunk, which you don't really know anything about.
Because I mean, how would we? I
Do
guess
we know where
go.
the drunk has a shack, doesn't he?
The guy did mention that he like lived out of like a little shanty.
Would it be something worth checking out?
I mean, it's one of those who would know, right? It's like, does he have? We can go check. I guess for completeness sake, we can go check out the shanty and see if he's got a wife. He's got a wife and kids. It's possible.
It's easy enough. This guy's a pretty well-known drunk around here. People will point you to his shack. It's nearby to this place, but kind of tucked in like a kind of back out. It's like kind of near like basically like the poop chute area, like the kind of sewery. It's above ground, like sewery trough thing that a lot of waste goes through. Kind of nearby to there's this little. It's more or less a tent set up underneath like a little section of wall on one of the bigger industrial buildings.
You guys want to help me look for signs of a struggle?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll look.
Go ahead and roll notices. 1.
9.
9.
A 3.
3?
I didn't roll.
You didn't roll. Okay.
I figured there were enough eyes.
There's enough eyes in them. You're keeping look around, making sure no one's sneaking up on them as they look through the shack. All of you, besides Jeffries, find what would be in a hobo's shack. Like a bunch of random trash and junk and like little bits of food and whatnot. Little bits and bobs you collected. No small number of empty bottles inside of here. Jeffries, you, for whatever reason, like he kind of has this little like ramshackle bed and you're like, well, you know, and you look under his mattress to be thorough, and you find a stack of papers. And looking through them, they appear to be love letters.
Oh.
Seems like he was having quite the whirlwind romance. Kind of quickly looking through them.
Are they addressed?
They're not addressed. They seem to be either like dropped off or hand delivered, not like delivered by mail.
Right. Sorry. Are they addressed to like, oh my love?
They're like Oscar, honey, and stuff like that. So they, to describe the letters to you,
I don't need a detailed description.
are horrifyingly graphic. I would say like this is somebody like talking about what she's gonna do to him whenever they get their chance together, and it is a little unsettling to read. It is very sexual, and they're all signed "Your Mistress S."
That's not helpful. S, huh?
I wonder if the other people had a similar
Should we go search the handyman's
correspondence.
shack
The
again?
closest one will be the handyman, so let's try him.
Okay.
We'll, once again, I assume I have...
Are you like reading through all these letters too, bud?
Sure.
Okay, like in detail. You're gonna put yourself through that.
As long as you don't repeat them.
Yeah.
Yes, I expect that he's
your character has to have the weight of all this described in it. If you like the thoroughness of it.
Hang on, I need... Where's a...
Make a spirit roll.
Yeah, make a spirit roll.
Is he strong enough?
Nope. I get
Yeah.
I can't.
You get through, like, there's a decent stack of them, and you get through a good number of them, and you're like, I can't go.
Are they dated?
They are not.
You think? What's... I'm trying to decide, is the topmost one the most recent, or the bottommost one the most recent?
Probably the top.
Probably the top. Does the top one imply any, like, arranged meeting or anything?
It does not.
Okay.
Top one does not.
Not
Let's
happy.
try the bottom one.
You check the bottom one. The bottom one, are you reading it all the way through?
I am an investigator.
I just read the top one all the way through, so
The
you now
top
need to
one
read the bottom
does
one.
detail a meeting location in a kind of back alley that would be in that sort of area.
All right.
Oh.
We'll head for that back alley.
Okay. And it's like, oh, the things I'm going to do to you, and there. Finally, we can be together.
What
in the flesh.
we're gonna come across what we're gonna come across is just that. It's just been going on
The
for a
whole
week.
time. Oh, God.
Good lord. Why is he tied like? Oh god!
I didn't know the human body could do that.
You're not supposed to bend that way.
Are you actually enjoying that, sir?
I just look at some of this stuff I don't think is physically possible.
So you guys are going to go to the arranged meeting location. of
she's
this.
included a manual.
The manual. He's a part of this too.
I'm bringing my friend.
You bought her friend, Emmanuel. Going to this alley, what do you guys do? You go to this alleyway. There's not a current pornification scene in front of you as you arrive. Nobody's currently in the alley.
That's the only way we can maintain our PG-13 rating, which we lost a long time ago from swearing.
Can I roll a survival for like tracks?
Go for it.
Can I just roll a notice to just look around?
5?
I guess I'll do it survival.
Okay.
If we're around.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll a notice for it to look around.
Okay.
7 on survival.
7 and 5 on survival, and you guys have both notices, right?
Yeah.
What are the notice rolls?
And a 10 on the notice.
With a 10 and 11, you guys are both able to notice in this alley. The only real thing of note that you find is a broken bottle. Looks like that's the only real thing in here that kind of stands out. And those with the survival check, when this is pointed out to you, you do notice what looks like a bit of dried blood on the bottle. Like maybe it was like cracked over somebody's head or something along those lines.
Can I look for like drag marks or anything like that?
Go ahead and with this information, you guys can both give me another survival check. The 4.
10.
10. The 4, you don't really notice. There's traffic through here and stuff, and people seem to just ignore the bottle on the ground. You do notice like a small drip of other dried blood, kind of half covered in dust. That's kind of in a direction.
We're tracking. We have a blood trap.
Okay.
We're gonna get there and it's like, excuse me, sir. He's like got like a band. He's got like a band right around his head.
Yeah, some drunk broke a bottle over my head.
Give me one more survival check. Yeah. Just him. Because he's the one on this trail. You don't get to double up on this one.
6 explodes.
Hey, that's what we like to hear.
6 explodes.
Okay.
15.
15.
You're not part bloodhound, are you?
You're able
I am
to
from
find,
Louisiana.
So you're able to find one more kind of drip of blood that's in another direction, but it's hard to know exactly where that's from, because the next thing you find is a pretty alarming amount of blood, and it is the washout out of the back of the abattoir. It seems like there's like a back spot where like they bleed a lot of animals, and there's this back area, and it's like a pretty gross, smelly, grotesque scene that's like the drainage way that they dump the blood out through.
Let us back around to the slaughterhouse.
You don't know if the trail you don't really know if the trail stops or goes to that, because once you're there, there's nothing but blood. You can't really distinguish pig from human.
Isn't that the truth? I'd
like to try to distinguish pig from human.
Yes. I mean, it's
not
blood.
there's no like
There's no corpse.
There's no corpses or
no. It seems like you can see that there's like what looks like a chute or funnel out of the back of this, and there's like kind of grate that it's like the blood is draining out from somewhere inside the building to this spot.
Could the blood trail have just crossed this outflow, or does it seem to have hit it pretty dead on?
It's aimed directly at it, but if someone were to cross or move through, like they'd have to move in that direction anyway. It doesn't continue after this trail that you can see.
So could I make a spatial awareness check to be like, okay, so from here, could I get to like the alley where the kids got witnessing? Like, is there like a path, or is
not a super direct one, but like winding through some alleys you could get from that alley to this back
without
spot.
like going like across a main thoroughfare?
You could. It'd be a little bit of a trek, but you could move through alleys to get from there to here.
Do we have a Sweeney Todd situation happening right now?
I don't know.
I would like to
Well,
roll
I do,
another
but I
notice.
can't give you
Yeah.
information.
I don't know. Well, I do. It's a weird mystery. If he doesn't, the DM don't even know what's
I'm
going
still
on.
figuring this out as I go.
I'd like to roll another notice.
All right. So from here, is there like a back?
What are you trying to
door?
notice?
Oh, sorry.
What are you looking for?
Things.
Just
Specifically, what are you looking around for?
Unusual things. Things that are unusual for where I'm at.
Okay.
So, not blood?
Okay. Roll it.
Fat.
There's some spots around here that don't got blood on them. There's nothing like this. I mean, this scene it's smelly and gross back here because it's a blood drainage. That's not super
you
useful.
said there's like a chute with a grate on it.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get up next? Not. I don't want to go up the chute, but could I get up next to the chute, close enough to like get a hand on the grate and see if it's loose,
Yeah. Go
without
for
just like
it.
climbing?
You will have to like touch the gross, nasty blood that's on the grate.
I'll
Like,
touch the
shift it.
grate. I just don't want to climb into the chute if I don't have to.
Yeah. Go ahead and as you kind of grab and shake, you think that it looks like there's as you get up close to it, you don't actually have to touch it. It's on a hinge and has like a pin that goes through it. And you can see there's like a number of like little chunks of flesh and bone in it. It looks like someone could come and pull that out and like open to like clean out the grate as it got blocked.
How does that? Because I imagine if that pin has been in there for a long time, that it's as caked as the rest of the grate. Does it look like that pin's been removed at all recently? Like, is it pretty well caked in?
Give me a survival. Give me a survival for that.
Smart thinking.
4.
4. It's less caked than the rest of the grate.
imagine it's not, like,
if you try, if
sparkly
you
clean.
like the handle and stuff is gross, or like the
Right.
top of it is, but if you like pull it out a little bit, like the pin itself is a little less gunky, like it's probably been pulled out within the last week, definitely. It looks like the grate doesn't have a whole lot of stuff blocked up in it. You don't know how often they clean it out. It is like the grate. It's like a pretty large opening. It'd be a little tricky to like fit a body through it, if that's what you're thinking. Like that they're using it the backwards way, but it'd be possible.
Is there like a back door or anything along here?
There is. It's not like right next to this grate. It's kind of around the bend from it, but there is a back door that seems to go into the actual abattoir, like probably like meat lockers and stuff like that piece of it, not the like front butcher shop.
Can I see anything
bodies.
past the grate?
Looking in, you can see it kind of is like a chute that goes up, and then you can see what looks like a kind of. It looks like a tabletop with like a recessed section that someone could drain down into, and like looking back in there, you don't see any lights on or anything right now.
I can sneak on.
Grimes, Jeffers, you guys stay by this back door. You two come with me. We'll go around front.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Grimes and Jefferson are staying by the back door.
Yeah,
and
I want you guys to clothesline somebody who's coming out at speed.
Grimes and Jeffers standing by the back door. Grimes, quick draw no squirrel. Jeffers hitting the back of the head. Grimes never notices.
We're a great team.
He's around like, where'd that guy come from?
We like.
so the other three of you go around to the front.
Yep.
Entering in there, you see Ollie. I believe that was his name, right?
Oh,
the guy who runs the butcher shop. Ollie Stanton, isn't that his name? I think.
Something like that.
Industrial District, Abattoir, Ollie Stanton.
Ollie stand. All right.
He's out front. Out to the front of the little shop there.
Morning, Ollie.
Hey, how you doing? Did you need more information?
I was just wondering. We were tracking a little bit, and looks like something crossed over the back of your shop. I was wondering if you'd let me take a look in the back.
Well, I suppose you could, if you'd like to, Ranger. There's
Just for
Lots-
the sake.
lots of street dogs and stuff tend to hang out around there. Be careful around that spot. They get kind of rabid with the blood, what drains back there. But where are you needing to look at in particular?
I just want to look from the back door and your sluice gate, seeing if there's anything weird about it.
All right, come along. Yeah, with me. And he goes back and kind of goes through that into this. It's a fairly large building behind there, and you can see there's like a decent sized like meat locker section, and there's probably like a little chilled and cooler, and then there's multiple like butchering stands and stuff like that in different areas, and you can see there's some carcasses and stuff laid out currently. The actual like back blood drainage part doesn't appear to. It seems to be like another back room, and in the room just in front of it, you can see a lady back there who's got like a cleaver and is like actively chopping up one of the like pig corpses that's in there, and it's like set on a table that has like a drainage for like a blood bucket underneath it, and she seems to be butchering stuff back there right now.
Who's that, Ollie?
He says, that would be, what is her name? What's the actual butcher's name?
Got it.
Forgot her. He says, that's Nora.
Nora? What's Nora's last name?
Nora's last name? Hell, what is Nora's last name?
Or drunk murderer.
He's going to try and remember her last name. He's not a wild card.
Nora.
I can just ask her. It's
Serial.
He's like,
killer.
Nora.
Weird last name.
Hell, something German, I want to say. Yeah, I don't really know. She's
no
just,
big deal. I can just ask her myself.
just some help. No.
Do you have a lot of help here?
Not particularly. We got her and one other butcher works for me, but the other feller's been sick for a while.
Fair enough.
Poisoned.
Poison.
Or murdered.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go up and talk to Miss Nora.
Okay. You come up and she's sitting there chopping. Yes, how can I help you? And who all's in there?
Me?
You and the professor?
Yeah.
Professor, you recognize this girl. She gave you 25 cents not but a day ago.
Oh, hey, look! This is the kind young lady who gave me 25 cents.
And she's gonna look at you. You seem to be cleaned up a little.
Professor, give her back her quarter.
Yeah, you can have that quarterback. I don't need it.
It's just a thing to be like, well, what exactly is going on here?
We're just doing a little bit of investigating. We have some people go missing this part of town. I had my coworker here. I don't know. What do they consider? They're my posse. I don't know.
Posse?
Yeah.
Deputies?
Deputy. I guess you're technically my deputy. You don't have any authority.
You haven't deputized them. You should be called deputies.
I'd prefer to be called what we are, hired guns.
Yes.
There you go.
Mercenaries. Bums for hire. I had him staking out that alley just because we had some people go missing from there.
Oh.
Mr. What's your full name? I couldn't get it from Mr. Oliver there.
My name is Nora Stein.
Stein. Okay, perfect.
With an
I
S.
just want. I just
The other woman we know whose name's who has an S name is Sykes. Which I was like,
She was a little
she's a spitfire.
intense.
sketchy. The Sykes.
Well, we're just doing a bit of investigating. We had a trail that led this way, and so we're just checking it out for completeness sake.
Of course, yeah.
Let's see. You wouldn't happen to know a? Let's see. Oh, he was lived not too far from here in a tent. What was his name? I see. I'm trying to gauge her reaction. She's,
Go ahead and you roll me a notice because you're the person having this conversation.
why can't there be an insight like based around spirit maybe? For my good stats, I had a whole stack of.
Taste of your own medicine.
Three?
Both threes. I had the 4 explode and then a 1.
Okay, so she can be like, you mean old O'Neill? Drunk.
The drunk
Around here.
Was it
I don't know of him.
I'm baiting him. I don't actually.
She seems to be like, yeah, I know of him.
Yeah.
You can't read it off of her as if she's like lying to you.
Can we somehow get a sample of this lady's handwriting?
Does she have tickets that she writes out? Be like, hey, this pig's done.
I just thought that he's kind of right.
She just writes "pig done" on a piece of paper and sets it on the counter. That's what all of us do.
Nora's finished the pig, I see.
Well, no, she hadn't written that.
Excellent.
He's just in a back alley around here. Wanted to. Had you seen him recently, like in the
Can't
alleyways?
say that I have. Not anytime recently.
Fair enough. You just take a notice of my
How
friend,
much
so I
do
won't.
you like?
See if you seem to be pretty.
You're not here. Not there. How much do you like murder? Like
Scale of 1 to 10.
4 out of 10?
I feel I find myself pretty neutral on murder, honestly.
Straight to jail.
Wear too many sweaters, straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Okay. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary here in the last week or so?
Not that I can say, no.
What are we doing outside?
Let's see. Mr. Oliver mentioned some dogs that come around out back.
Oh yeah, there's some
Silence.
mongrel hounds come through every now and then. Usually, local law enforcement does what they can to keep them off the streets just to make sure people are safe walking around. But smell of blood brings animals.
I see.
Would you consider a homeless man an animal? And how much would you
Is
like?
homeless man an animal?
And how much would you like to murder that animal?
Let's see. Any other questions? How about a Miss Holly? She comes by the butcher shop very
Oh
regularly.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. She buys meat for the bed and breakfast.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you remember the last time she came by?
Haven't seen her 2 weeks ago, maybe. Last I can think of.
Fair enough. Let's see. I'm trying to come up with questions to this lady, but I don't know.
Ask about the handyman. The handyman.
The handyman?
Handyman can.
The handyman can.
Mixes it with love and then gets murdered.
Let's see.
Jeff Rivers?
Yeah, Jeff Rivers. Have you run into maybe Jeff Rivers? Has he been walking around this way?
I don't think I know a Jeff Rivers.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. let's see. I'm gonna kind of like look at the sluice gate and see if there's like a
It's
Like,
not.
where
It's you think it'd be through another room from here,
another room.
if you wanted to where like the blood drains out.
I'm just gonna take a quick look around the corner here. Finish my trail.
Mhm. Of course.
Ed, if you want to take a look, see if you can
Take a look.
find a foot print or drag mark or
So
something.
you go in there. Go ahead and roll a survival. You go in there. There's no corpses hanging from.
We got 'em!
Is that a guy with a shovel around the corner?
Every time.
Every damn time.
This time we attack him.
I'm gonna spend a penny on that. Because it's not just 2 ones. It's the same roll, but worse.
Dang.
Somehow.
What'd you get?
3.
3. You don't notice anything back here. Seems like a blood chute.
This is not my natural.
Can I roll a notice? I mean,
It's
Is there-
a survival,
It's a
W.
survival.
Are there like?
Tracks.
You could try and roll a notice too if you want, but it'd be different what you'd find. If you
I mean,
find-
because it's a butcher shop. It's easy enough to get rid of meat.
Right.
My
or
question
to
is like,
distinguish meat.
right. So like, my question is like, what about like clothes and stuff like that?
Clothes. Yeah, if they had like a disposal where they would dispose.
Yeah, is it
In this
like-
room, you do notice there is also a furnace.
Can I wanna. Is it running currently?
Not actively at the moment.
I want to crack it open and
Okay.
just take a look inside.
Go ahead and give me this one will be a notice. Digging through that.
yeah.
There's no tracks in
Let
it.
me put aside.
There's no
this-
blood in here.
Let me
that
put
isn't
aside
purple.
this D8 for a moment and pick up a D4 instead.
I'll just kind of look around the room.
But that 4 explodes.
There you go.
Where were you on the tracking
Where
check?
were you?
6.
6. There's some stuff that's burnt away that looks. You can tell that there's like some skin and hair
Right.
burnt away in here. It's hard to know what the
That
source
could
is.
be. Yeah, it's fine.
And you can't. There's some stuff that's burnt away in here that looks like it could be like a cloth or paper, but you're not sure if it's like. It's hard to distinguish that from kindling in here after it's been burnt away at this point. There's no like.
There's not like a half-charred leather boot.
Nothing like that. Yeah.
There's not like a children's doll.
You don't see a doll in there.
Okay. And the other man that works here, he hasn't been in this week.
No, I got ill. Hasn't been here for a bit.
Could you?
I've been working double time because of it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I can imagine. What time do you get off usually?
I usually get off just before.
I murdered someone.
I get off
Just
a little
before I murder
before,
someone.
just before sundown.
Okay.
I was on my way home when I ran into the professor here.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, it's a professor.
Yes, that's right. I am a professor.
Of course you are.
I profess that I'm a professor.
Okay.
Well-
yes, I am real professor. Yes.
Don't mean to take up too much of your time. I appreciate it. We just, like I said, saw a trail. Could be unrelated. Just wanted to follow up. It's a real tricky, real concerning.
Sir?
I actually have a question.
By
So
all means.
that alleyway that you came across me on, do you frequent that alleyway a lot when you coming off of work?
I walk past it most every day, but I
Most every-
can't say I'd go in there if I didn't see someone who looked like they needed help. Like yourself.
Okay.
I did happen to notice a pair of children playing in that alley.
Kids play around there all the time. Not. Do you have what they look like or specific?
I'll give her the
Description of what you have. Be like,
Couple of redhead kids. Real murderer.
like seem familiar. Can't say I've seen them recently.
Fair enough.
Is that who's missing?
Another pair that are missing. Well, stay safe out there. Seems to be.
I'll have to be careful on my trip home.
Would you happen to know where the other fella that works here lives?
Yeah, that was.
He lives pretty nearby to here, I think. I don't know his exact address, but it's...
We'll ask Oliver.
He walks opposite direction I do coming to.
Could you write us down his name and description at least so we can...
Sure, I'll write down for you. And and she writes down a name and a description of a guy who's like kind of balding, older. She says like
old guy,
like white, upper middle aged, balding down the middle, brown hair. Well,
at first glance, having read one of the horrible letters, at first glance on the handwriting. Is it like a far cry from what we saw, or could it be
similar but not identical? This handwriting seems a little sloppier.
Well, she could have been a little inebriated when writing those letters.
No, I mean the one she just wrote seems a little sloppier than the ones that you found in his.
She must be taking more time with the other ones.
Well, the thing is, she doesn't seem like distraught that this guy's missing either. Like,
Didn't really seem distraught at any of the news at all.
Yeah.
that's fair.
She acted like it was like a normal occurrence, and like there's more that are probably missing. It just kind of swept away.
I mean,
Well,
let's
I can't use any of you guys as bait now, so that's out of the window.
Right. Well, let's get
Except for me and
this
Jeffers.
guy's address from
Oliver.
I can
Oliver
go
and
harass
go-
her to murder
and
me.
go see if that guy is missing or
That's true.
actually sick.
Yeah,
Because if he is just sick, then we can
yeah,
ask him some questions.
it's a lead. We'll go check it out.
Okay, so you guys leave the shop from there.
Yep.
And heading out. As you guys kind of leave out the front door, the two of you at the back door swings open, and stepping out is a lady. Maybe what is Nora? She's like stepping out there, and you can see she's like taking a pack of cigarettes out of a pocket, and is like, it's like, hello? Get him! It's like, you're just hanging out around a bunch of rotten blood. What's wrong with you two?
So sorry, ma'am. My apologies. Didn't mean to
Grimes
startle
is
you.
skipping stones.
That's horrible. You hear it thunk into like a leg.
How attractive is this lady?
You'd gone for worse.
Be like, my name's Grimes, and then I'm like gonna grab her hand and like.
She kind of like is like holding the pack of cigarettes and like tucks it back in and reaches in. She seems like the kind of like she's a fairly broad-shouldered lady, but she kind of like reaches a hand and like maybe like go ahead and roll me persuasion or a charm.
Oh, you'll
and you'll get your
bonuses for
bonus.
this,
Your
yeah.
bonus from being very attractive.
I'm attractive and very attractive.
D4 and a D6, but plus
Attractive.
4, I believe, with the charisma.
Yeah.
Is it +4?
Yeah, because it's plus 2
It's +2 for the first.
Yeah.
Okay. You are a very handsome boy.
4 explodes.
Four does explode. Yeah.
It's at least an 8. It's
It's an 8.
11.
It's 11. She'll be like,
Oh,
well, hello there to you too. And what's your name?
My name's Grimes.
Grimes. I haven't seen you around here before. You new to town?
Yes, we've just been visiting around this part, me and my consultant here. And sorry for startling you. We've just been just walking around, pretty much trying to get to know the town, and we didn't mean to startle.
Oh, fair enough. If you ever needed any help learning about the town, I'd be happy to help, show you around, anything like that. Always looking to make new friends and welcome people to the town, of course. And she kind of gives you eyes as she says that.
Come on in and see my cleaver collection.
It is like she's wearing like an apron with blood splatter on it right now.
That seems
up.
that seems mighty kind of you. Maybe we could possibly meet up later sometime. What time do you get off of work?
Well, just a bit before sundown. I'd, of course, want to clean up before we hit the town, but you could walk me home. I hear there's some dangerous stuff afoot in this neighborhood.
Sounds good. I'll head back over before sundown and come pick you up.
Can wait.
Alright, so Jocelyn, in a
shakes
moment
her
like
hand
this, you
again.
need to take a step back and ask yourself, what will my next character be? When this one is murdered, trying to trying to hook up with the serial killer.
I'm not trying to hook up with her.
And she seems to have forgotten the cigarette break she was trying to take and kind of blushes and walks back into the building.
There are moments
I like
where it's
to-
like, oh, go ahead, Jerry.
I like to think that Jeffords is just in the corner, just like praying for Grimes' soul.
I mean, you guys don't know this lady. Come on. You don't know the conversation.
There are moments.
Well, she does introduce herself as Nora to you.
Okay.
There are moments where like I really want some of the stuff we do. It's like if this was turned into a TV show or something. like just because like I just like I always imagine like since it's Grimes Garcia and he's like at least half like Hispanic, if not full. Like, but he's just this like just suave, like
just good looking,
scumbag. Like but he's just this like criminal, and he's like he can be kind of empty-headed and stuff. But it's like I would just love to see that character like on screen so much, like especially just for moments like this. Like,
and I love that. I mean, we've now left Raskatoon, and you're not trying to flirt with a large native man, so you're like your charm can actually work now because these people don't know you.
They don't know you's an outlaw.
They don't know.
My mama said you's an outlaw.
Should be
Yeah, you kid.
Get out of here. Or smack you silly.
You tell your mom he'd come back anytime. I believe is what you said to him.
Oh yeah, goodbye.
All right. Well,
I can't believe how high you rolled on that. I guess you have a plus.
I assume you guys are then like kind of
I'm
rounding around the
attractive and
building,
very
and
attractive.
after setting up your date for the evening, your three friends come around the building.
You guys, I just met a total babe. I think her name was Nora. And
Handsome
another
woman.
date later.
You're a dead man, Grimes.
Foolish boy. Should definitely go. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely go. Sounds like a good distraction from a hard day's work. You know what? Even take off early, go down, take a bath.
Take a bath.
Yeah, get yourself spiffed up.
Grimes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna toss you 20. I'll even toss you a quarter to get a nice clean shave.
Yeah.
You tossed him a quarter.
You gave that quarter back.
You did give her that quarter back, didn't you? But
I have money.
he has his own quarters. He has his own quarters.
The man has his own quarters.
This guy has a gold brick buried in his mom's backyard.
We're in the mother's garden.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
True.
I'm gonna go get spiffy for my date.
All right, you go and get spiffy for your date.
We'll go track down the sick guy.
Okay, you go ahead and roll me, or not? Don't roll me. You'll spin me with the quarter.
I mean, there are prices for like a shave and a bath and stuff if you want that.
Sure.
That's fine.
Grow facial hair.
I do have a beard.
Bath?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do. You're right.
I'm
Bath?
25.
Bath will run you $1.
25.
Shave and a haircut, 25 cents.
Well, there you go. Shave and haircut's covered. So if you want to spend $1, you can get a bath, and then the 25 cents will cover your shave and haircut.
Yeah.
Get you spiffed up. Are you going baby face? You going clean, or are you just getting trimmed
No,
up?
I'm just getting trimmed
Just getting
up.
trimmed up. All
How
right.
dare
Use a
you.
little straight razor. Trims it up, gets you some nice lines.
Ed, I can't believe you. You almost blew this whole off.
He's a dead man.
Not if we follow him.
I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of sad nobody reacted to my comment. She's a handsome woman.
Nora's not bad looking. She's a bit burly. Like she's definitely a stocky build.
So like that
Yeah.
one sister from.
We're not talking what's her face from in Canada. Not that level of buff, but like somebody who chops through bone and meat for a living. She's pretty burly.
Huh?
She's pretty built.
So nice.
Well,
built
fairly young.
German lady
That's
that-
going to assist in some of those things in them letters.
All right. Well, let's
Yeah, let's track down the allegedly sick man.
Okay. She gave you a direction to walk. You don't
we
know
were
where
gonna
it is.
ask Oliver if he.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be able to give you an address.
Okay. Yeah, we'll head for that way.
Okay.
Just give a knock on the door.
All right. Knocking on the door. It does. No one comes to answer.
Okay. We'll try the next door neighbor.
Okay. Next door neighbor. Someone does answer. Lady walks out. Yeah. How can I help you?
Have you seen Mr. Insert name here?
Yeah. Come to think of it now, I haven't seen him for a while. A couple of days at least.
Okay. Well, thank you, ma'am.
When was the last time I saw him?
I haven't seen him since 1867.
You're like, she's gonna kind of turn and look to you and be
Since
like,
I murdered him.
who are you?
Wait, I'm just.
Oliver. And she's gonna like reach through your face and be like, "You've come home, Oliver." And she
Nope,
pats your
nope.
big cheek.
I'm not Oliver. My name is James. Thank you, ma'am, for your time. Sorry I bothered you.
Good day.
Try the other neighbors.
You knock. No one answers.
Okay.
I just want to. I just want to try and pick the lock while.
I try the door first.
Okay.
Or I guess you can.
You try the door. You try the door, or do you go straight to pick?
I said I went straight to pick
Okay,
it.
I
so
reached- I'm just gonna over
Picking
to
lock.
see if this-
It is locked.
Okay, fair enough. Just have to check.
Go ahead and make a lock.
Don't mean to jog your arm.
click. I'm a genius. It was locked before, I swear. 6.
6. Okay. You are able to pick the lock.
Nice.
All right. Well,
After you, Ranger.
Rangers, Mr. Name here.
no answer.
Yeah, I'll go check
Okay, like, it's a one-story building.
one-story building. I'll go check.
There's a second floor to it, but it's not. It seems like it's a separate
separate residence. Yeah, I'll open up like the bedroom door, see if he's in here. Just take a walk through, check the.
Go ahead and give me. Well, it depends on what you're trying to look for. What you trying to look for?
Dead body.
Hey, roll of that.
Good sniff.
You can do a notice or a survival. You'll get different information depending on who's rolling what.
I'll do the survival.
I'll
I
do a
would like to-
survival.
I'd
Because
like
that's
to
what
look
I'm
for
good
like
I'll do
maybe
a
a
notice.
letter or something. So
Yeah, that'd probably be notice.
Wait, survival.
Notice is going to be more for noticing things, and survival more for
surviving things.
Survival, like tracking
for
things.
surviving. This is.
There's a sneak attack.
I'm doing survival because that's what I'm better at. I just quietly hear the distance. 4 explodes. 4 explodes. 5 on survival.
14.
She's 14 on a notice from the professor.
Damn.
He notices
I had 6.
everything. He's on
6.
shrooms.
Well, now 6 on notice. What's the survival?
5.
5.
Also 5.
5. With the 2 5s, the house seems like it's somewhat recently been cleaned up. Like it's not like dusty or dirty in here, and there's no signs of any tracks. With the 14, it's like very like it looks like somebody was expecting company. Like this house has been like cleaned up pretty well. Like stuff seems like full. It doesn't look super lived in recently.
Expecting a
Lady
tryst,
friend.
perhaps.
a murder.
All right. Okay. And bedrooms, it's all empty.
It's like a kitchen, 2 rooms. One is like a small kitchenette, and one's a bedroom.
I check the waste bin, see if there's like an empty bottle of wine or something in it.
The waste bin there is actually empty.
Yeah.
It's been like
Very
suspicious. Potentially, it's been suspiciously cleaned up. Is there like a desk or
Letters.
anything like
Yeah.
No, I mean there's like a small desk in the room. There's no letters or anything on it.
Yeah.
that? Check under this guy's mattress as well.
Yeah, we'll check under the mattress.
Porno mags everywhere. There's nothing under the mattress. Nothing under the mattress.
I mean, I wouldn't be
Very
surprised if
interesting.
they took, if there were letters that the murderer took those letters with him.
Tricky.
I wonder if the letters were stolen by the homeless man.
He's got an
and
upstairs
he's-
neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
No,
go
those
it's a
letters were
different
addressed to
resident.
him.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the upstairs neighbor.
Okay. Older guy kind of comes out. What do you want?
Ranger.
He looks at you and looks up at you. What do you want?
I was wondering if you heard anything from your downstairs neighbor in the last couple of days, or anything out of the ordinary.
Can't say I heard anything recently. Pretty quiet down there. Good change.
Oh, it was loud.
He's making all sorts of ruckus about a week ago.
About a week ago.
Yeah.
Have you seen him since?
Like he was in a
I
fight.
don't leave much.
Like he was in a fight kind of ruckus, or
He's having a good night or a bad one. I'm not sure which.
Mm-hmm.
Tumbling around down there.
I see. Notice anybody coming and going?
I don't leave much.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You would have seen someone.
That
come and
doesn't.
go? This guy.
Sir, do you not have a window? Like, do you just?
You
not
arresting me or
outside?
something, feller?
No, sir. We're just investigating. Hard to get answers if you don't ask questions.
Hard to get some peace and quiet. People keep asking them.
Someone else was asking questions.
You do. Get.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah.
Well, we'd be out of your hair if you would just answer our damn questions.
The door closes in your
do we
face.
try the neighbor across the street, or do we just assume that we know all we need to know?
I think we know all we need to know at that point. Let's see.
He did.
He did.
He did it.
He did.
We don't have 5 missing persons. We have 6 missing persons.
At least. That's the problem with missing persons is you gotta have more than you know. Does he have like a back door? Is there
Grimes is
only
about to be a
entrance?
dead man himself.
There's only the one entrance to the two parts of this building.
Okay.
One door for the upstairs, one door for the downstairs.
I'll stand at the front door of our guy's apartment, just kind of like do a look, see if there's like a who would have like a vision of this front door. Because there's like the neighbor right across the street might have seen Sharpton, but I'll try to.
There's probably a couple houses across the street that could have a view of this front door.
Okay. I don't know how much of this you want to RP, but I'll canvass those to see if they notice anything about.
Asking along them, go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
Okay.
See what all you get.
Persuasion. I'm good at those. I'm gonna spend my last bang.
Okay.
Can I check the kitchenette and see if anything was burned
Oh,
very
6
recently?
foot. Or
No.
no.
Yeah.
Like
It's
in
a
the stove?
Okay.
Okay. Go for it. Go ahead and roll me a notice. Looking over that.
Okay.
Sixer.
Asking around with them, the basic gist you find is that this guy, they haven't seen much of him in the last week that any of them can remember. One of them does remember seeing him have some company over a little while ago, about a week ago maybe. They don't really remember who it was. He said he looked like he was trying to get lucky as some lady.
Fair
I don't
enough.
remember what she looks like.
Okay.
13.
13. Of this, like, this house is clearly very, like, been cleaned very recently. And it looks like, though, there is, like, a recently done dish that's like a frying pan that's still, like, in the sink. That's like a little washing basin thing next to this little stove. And the stove itself seems to be the one thing that's, like, it's been cleaned, but everything else is pretty immaculately cleaned, and the like stovetop piece has like been used. There's like a little bit of burn and sign of like it being run recently.
So somebody still or cooked something. But just the fact that like nobody's seen this guy in like a week, and the house is like oddly clean, and there was a ruckus a week ago.
There's just a rash of people going missing.
It's probably being.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
But is it this lady eating
Yep.
them? Or are they just chopping them up and so on?
I guess Grimes will find out. It's true.
Yeah.
Grimes will find out one way or another.
Coming out of her poop.
That's quite graphic.
How are you gonna? Why are you gonna see her poop, Grimes? Why are you gonna know what's in her poop?
No, I'm going to.
You read what's in those
You are going to
letters.
be in her poop. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
You read those.
The old Rasputin steamer.
I read those letters. They were juicy.
You read those? I picture you being like, "Oh, let's end down," and Grimes like, "This is good stuff."
You're like, huh.
Oh, I made this lady.
I haven't seen good stuff like this since
It's Sally and Jasper.
in Jasper.
So I guess we're at this point kind of just waiting for Grimes' date.
I mean, she's our best lead. So yeah, you're the best at stealth, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have you as his tail,
Yeah.
and then
I mean, I'm better at stealth in the wilderness.
I mean, what can you do? You
I'm
work
an
with what you
animal.
got.
yeah, but this isn't nature. This is a town.
Yeah. So
I'm not very good here.
we'll have Grimes go on his date and tail him, and we'll
Well, we know they at least walked by she at least walked by the alley headed home, so like we could kind of have people just sort of in position in that direction anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
Since we know where she heads to head home, yeah, we can have people kind of dotted on the opposite side of the street, you know.
Does the professor
Keep an
need to
eye.
be drunk in the alleyway?
No, not on only on your own initiative.
Unfortunately, she has now seen literally all of us.
Yes.
So
So we do stand out a little bit.
So so you're gonna meet her at the shop, I assume, at closing time, and the rest of you.
I guess I'm gonna try and trail him.
yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
put Will on the tail.
Where do the
Do I
rest of
see
you?
anyone carrying any flowers? Like on my way to go get her.
Yeah, that's
You could find some flowers if you would like.
Do I see anyone carrying flowers?
You see some flower beds from a house.
I'm gonna snatch those.
Okay, you pluck some flowers out of the flower bed, make a little bouquet.
You're a monster. You're a menace to society.
Well, if I saw a kid with a bouquet of flowers or someone, I was gonna just beat the shit out of him.
Good old
Instead,
Grimes.
just stole them, you know, like an upstanding citizen.
Right.
So you're gonna try and trail them. The other three of you, what do you guys do? Are you going to be a part of that
did
trail?
Did we get like where her house was?
You don't know. You know the direction it's in.
The direction.
You know it's beyond that alley from the shop, but there's any number of houses there. Depends on how far away it is.
I don't know if the fellow who runs the slaughterhouse is in on it or not.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if he was, he wouldn't have given us an address for the other guy. I don't think, or at least tried to
True.
obfuscate it.
She went
Like,
over to
Nora
his house
did.
and
'Cause
murdered
Nora
him for the job.
Would have known if
Hate him.
where he was.
And has been eating
if she'd
and
been over
murdering
there.
people
So she
since.
needed to lie to us if she is the person, which is a lot of leaps in logic, I know, but it's
So keep this moving along.
Yep.
You're going to meet the date. You're trailing. What are
I
the
got
other three
the
of you doing?
flowers. Just look back at my hair.
I'm just gonna have my pipe. I'm just gonna be like smoking a pipe, but I'll be like along that walkway, just in a corner, just kind of standing around, hanging
Okay.
out.
I'm not good at stealth. I can't be anywhere near this operation.
Yeah, you're
I'm gonna.
clumsy.
not good at stealth.
I don't want you
I'm not
anywhere
gonna
near
tr-
this.
So you two are kind of staying away from this operation.
Yeah.
Trusting in the others.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Like I'm gonna stay away, but I'm gonna be kind of. At least they could walk by us, and I could just.
To put it
nod.
like in a out of character number crunch sense, if you want to be somewhere where you can see them moving around, it will require you to make checks at some point to not be seen. Or
So
not
you
be
guys
noticed.
want
So
to just
if you want to
find
do
a
it, yeah.
saloon in the area that we think we could get to quickly?
Yeah.
If we,
We'll
when the violence goes down and we're like, we need an officer of the law here to
Yeah.
explain to the other officers of the law that we didn't just murder this woman.
right.
Go to a place that you think Grimes would take a lady of.
No, because we don't want her to notice us.
Oh
there.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
So
Besides,
yeah.
that she seemed pretty intent on taking you home.
Yes.
Oh.
She's going to have you for dinner.
She just
Eat you.
That's like my card. I'll be later.
So,
Yeah.
you guys are going to just like a nearby watering hole or something? The closest one? Or the closest reputable one?
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
like thinking of the direction she walks home, something that's the closest in that direction.
Okay.
And then yeah, we'll
Is Grimes made aware of your guys' plan? Because he's been out like
No.
he has no idea.
No.
So he's just been on his date.
I tell Grimes that we're gonna be at this saloon.
Okay.
And if he needs us, we'll be there.
Okay.
But he won't know that Ed is gonna be trailing him the whole time. Because
Ed, roll me a stealth.
I'm going to need to borrow this other piece.
Professor, are you going to be in eye shot or are you going to be in the saloon with the other two?
I'm trying to think. Am I feeling lucky enough to make these checks to not screw it up?
Do I want to stick?
I
See,
do
here's the thing. I have a
pennies,
4.
so I could.
Do I want to stick with the 4, or do I want to spend a penny to re-roll it? I guess if I
What are
spend a
your
penny,
chances of going high? You got 2d6?
2d6. I guess I'm spending a penny. If it's lower, I've still got the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should just spend one because I've got 2 more. And I mean, I'm not
You
going
got
to
2
need to
more.
soak any damage.
We're
this
probably getting to the end of
this
this.
session,
You should be fine.
Yeah.
Soaking some damage.
What you doing, Professor?
I need to soak a bunch of damage in this.
I'm just gonna hang out with the
Yeah,
rest.
you got it.
Another 4?
2 4s.
So it's a for sure 4.
It's 3 4s.
It's
That's
the
the
most.
The triple 4 real deal stealth. Grimes, you show up, and walking out is your bonny lass, Nora. And she comes out, she's still wearing the apron, and she's gonna be like, oh, are those for me?
Yes, ma'am. Here you go.
They still have the roots on them.
Yeah, it's like you brush a little dirt off the bottom.
You should have brought her like sage, oregano,
Yes. Some herbs.
some fresh
Salt
black
and pepper, you know?
Yes.
S&P each side, 2 minutes. And
the choice for me.
S&P is for me. And she's going to be like, well, let's head to my place real quick. I just need to change into something a little less bloody, and then we can be on with our date.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna take her arm and.
All right. And you walk arm in arm. She gets to a home. She doesn't acknowledge you tracking them or chasing behind them at that point. She says, I'll be just a moment. She unlocks the door, closes it, goes inside.
Okay.
Moment goes by. She comes back out wearing a nicer dress. It's nothing fancy, but a decent little dress. And she closes the door.
Worst case scenario,
She has her
wear a
purse,
dress.
like a bag over her shoulder, and it's like, well, let's go. I have the perfect spot picked out for you.
Perfect, and you look mighty lovely too.
Oh, charmer. And she's gonna walk with you to a nearby little restaurant.
Someday Grimes, that tongue's gonna get you into silver tongue's gonna get you into more trouble than you can talk your way out of.
Go ahead and roll me another stealth to track them to follow them quietly from there to the restaurant.
You're just making me burn bennies at this point. You're just making me burn bennies at this point. 4!
4, okay. You go from there to this little restaurant. You go into that restaurant and you get sat. There's a meal. She orders, of course, a salad. You know, like a small. And she says, I just don't have much of an appetite. I like to eat light.
Oh, that's it.
Butcher.
I'm gonna order. I got some money.
You splashing some money?
I'm gonna order. What do they got? What's good?
They've got steaks here.
Ooh, I'm gonna order a steak.
All right. For your meal, it's going to be $10.
Okay.
It is a very nice, well-cooked steak. Her salad is $2 if you'd like to buy it for her.
Yes, I will.
And you guys have a night. Go ahead and roll me another persuasion, another charm.
What was it again?
It'll be a D4 and a D6, but you add
Plus 4.
Plus 4.
you get them flat bonuses, which are very strong in this system. So 4 explodes. You snake charmer use, that's 5. Plus 4 is 9 total.
9 total. She is so just enraptured with you having this conversation. She does seem to be like pretty continuously trying to keep drinks coming to the table. And like, are you partaking?
Yeah.
This is Grimes we're talking about. I'm amazed you
Go
had
ahead and
that.
roll me a quick, over this amount of time, go ahead and roll me a quick vigor. Quick vigor.
Vigor.
So vigor, you do not have a good vigor, so it'll be that.
Oh, Grimes is just the perfect person to have in the party for this.
So that's 5.
Fiver? Okay. Over this amount of time, you're not like snockered, but you're definitely tipsy.
Yeah. I'm slurring my words.
You're starting a little bit. It's still very suave and charming. If anything, it makes you more suave and charming as you get a little tipsy. And she seems very interested in everything you have to say. And she like explains to you as you're eating. She's like, "Well, this is this cut." And she like describes to you the cut of meat you're eating and like how like you can tell this is a good one because of the marbling here. And like she's
I'm really
very knowledgeable about that.
And you stab it right here.
He's like, and if you
And they bleed out in less than 30 seconds.
And I'm watching her like stab me, and I'm like, I think I love you.
I'll think on it.
If she's not the murderer, this is where Grimes leaves the party because he goes and gets
Yes.
married.
Gets married to those few
Settles down.
Lives
Settles
a
down.
butcher's life.
And then she's gonna.
Returns to
She seems like she might have a little
tip.
tip. Like she's either convincingly making it seem like she's like, you wanna go back to the Abattoir? I have the key. Maybe a little private time, you and me.
I think that's the one.
I think that's the best idea I've ever heard in my life.
Well, then
You
let's
see,
roll.
here along the
Let's-
throat is the best way to leave
And
out.
she's gonna walk with you to head back towards the Abattoir.
The only person in the world that this would work on. Grimes.
One more stealth to follow them from here back to the Abattoir without being noticed. Go.
Leave it where it lands. I shouldn't have done that.
Is it a 4?
If you add them together, it's a 4.
What is it?
Fortunately,
Do you have another Betty?
no.
What is it?
It's a 3.
It's a 3. Okay. This has been opposed rolls.
Okay.
I've been rolling
That's
something
true.
different.
I am relying on you rolling perception checks.
Yes.
That's. I've got one small thing going for me.
Yeah. She doesn't take note of you that you see. You don't notice her notice you if she does.
Do I need to roll a notice to
And the two
notice
of them
her?
seem very enamored and walking
Do I need
together.
to roll a notice to notice her noticing me?
You're too busy rolling a stealth that she's trying to notice.
good point.
And she's gonna go there and unlock the butcher's shop back into the abattoir.
From the back door?
She goes into the front. The front.
Good to know that she has a key.
I don't like that.
And she closes the door behind them.
So at this point, do you get us?
I'm worried if I run and get you that by the time we get back, Grimes will be in about 12 pieces. She seems to be an efficient butcher.
We've put a lot of pressure on you, Ed. I apologize. But I certainly wasn't going to be able to follow the street.
No, I wasn't.
I knew I should have.
How
I knew I should've
far
taken that risk.
is from the butcher shop or from like this?
To go get them and then come back. If you all ran, you think 7 or 8 minutes?
You can do a lot of chopping in 7 8 days.
I'll
You're at a more leisurely stroll pace, closer to 10.
I'm going to run around. I assume she's going to lock the door behind her for privacy. So I guess I'm running around to the
back door?
to the blood chute in
Oh,
the
the
back
blood chute,
because I assume both doors are locked.
You could tell somebody to go. You could just like
Yeah, you could
Throw
like,
$1 at somebody and be like, hey,
a
go get my
dime.
friends from the saloon.
It is late evening at this point, not a ton of people walking around. You might be able to spot somebody if you're trying to. It might take you a second to run someone down, but if you'd like to try to do
It's
something.
not like a newsie packing up for the day or something.
Not at this. This is like she left just before
Right.
sundown, so this is like into the night at this point.
I'm just I'm just worried that 7 or 8 minutes is too long.
It's the big questions.
How long can Grimes smooth talk his way to staying alive?
I think I'm just running around to the back door
Okay.
or to the blood chute just because I think the back door's probably locked and
You run around to the blood chute.
probably get in that way quieter,
Okay.
which I'm going to attempt. And then just pull
Are
the
you
pin.
gonna like try? You're going up there, pulling the pin, immediately going in through it.
You could try to listen. For
Yeah, I guess I'll listen first.
No.
I don't like.
So you run around, you go to the grate, and you're listening in, and you're gonna hear. So she's gonna kind of lean back, and be like, "Let's go to the back." And you're going to. She's gonna be like, "It's not into the back room that the chute's inside of, but the room just in front of that, where the butchering is done." And she's gonna be like, "How about you slip some of those clothes off, and I'll do the same." And she's gonna like start going to like take her dress off.
I'm gonna slam her against the wall.
Okay. You bring up against the wall. Hey, alright, okay. So you hear like a thump for a second, but then it seems like probably some macking, some smooching going on in there.
Yeah, and I will take her clothes off.
Okay. All right. You start taking the dress off. She's got her necklace on underneath there. Are you taking anything off?
Not at the moment. I'm focused on her.
Okay. We're not going into detail. No. At some point, I assume you're going to also try and get naked. She is participating back in all of this.
Yes.
Okay.
Some point.
All right. Interesting.
Roll for throat.
Okay. You're gonna be like pulling your shirt off, and as you like get it off over here, there's just a it's the brick.
That brick's really making its rounds, ain't it?
You don't know if it's a brick or not.
Maybe a frying pan.
Man, if Jefferson ever dies, I want to play the brick. I'm gonna RP the brick.
That's it. My next character's gonna be the brick.
What's your toughness?
You'll be a hell of an effective character if your next character.
Oh god, that's not much at all.
Certainly.
Not very tough.
Okay,
More
math.
tank than
You need to
Frost
understand.
does.
You need to understand. A lot of the party has pretty low toughness.
Yeah. And no healing.
That's gonna be enough for 5 wounds technically, so this will be a knockout blow unless you can like soak through. You can get a soak roll. You can spend a Benny to try and soak it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should definitely.
24 on the.
All you need to do is soak
Hang on, hang on. So did she just smack Grimes over the head with a frying pan? Is that what
Basically.
Well, he doesn't necessarily know this, but it is actually a meat tenderizer that is hitting you in the forehead.
Alright, so that's a
That's so much fun.
She only soaks one wound.
So this spin the Benny. This is hard. Like it's not gonna be feeling very good, but it is a knockout blow, not a killing blow.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
So you kind of hear like some canoodling going on, and then you hear a whack, and then a drop.
I think at that point I'm going up for blood shooting.
So you pull the pin.
Yeah.
You pull the pin. Are you trying to do it quietly?
Yes, probably.
Okay, go ahead and roll me another stealth there. Is that the one?
Snake eyes.
Snake eyes guessing on the image. So,
That's right.
and you can hear some movement going on inside of there.
Well,
You're going up.
I'm
Go
stuck
and give
in
me an
now.
athletics.
Well, I don't. I do not has athletics. Agile, but it does not have athletics.
Grimes is so good.
Grimes is so dead.
Thanks for taking what
And you did too.
That's a 3.
For the sake of this, and it just means that you're not going to be doing it quickly. So this person inside is going to have a little time to do whatever they want to do in the meantime. And you scamper up this. Go and roll me a notice really quickly.
It's the exact same dice, but without the -2. Which brings it to a 1.
Okay. It's pretty dark. It's hard. You're scampering up this thing. It's slippery because there's still blood on this. It's pretty
Meat
gross and
tenderizer.
miserable. And you get up and out of the chute onto that table. You don't notice anything along the way. You got some blood on you, and you're
I
in that
imagine
room.
I'm probably covered head to toe.
Not necessarily, because you're like sliding up, and it's like all over your shoes and your knees and your hands.
Yeah.
Trying to speed up this
I
thing.
guess I'm
You know, your
drawing. I'm
arms.
drawing both pistols,
Okay.
and is there anything in here? Is there any like? Are there any items or anything like any tools or like?
In this room, no. But there's a door. This was kind of like a
There's nothing I could like toss through the door.
I mean, you could probably find something to toss through there, like a prod for the furnace in here or something like
Yeah,
that.
that'd be
maybe.
fine.
Yeah, sure.
So I guess I'm holstering one pistol.
Okay.
So kind of what I want to do is like, because I made a hell of a lot of noise getting up here, and it is now ominously quiet in this dark building. I would like to like open the door and just throw it through really quickly to guess like startle a response. I guess just in case there's a very large German woman with a meat tenderizer waiting just behind the door.
You swing the door open, those clink, 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 and it kind of swings the door. At this point, this door is like swings both way on the hinge. So like swings, you like notice a shape on the ground as this kind of clings into it, and then like swing. And as it swings back, you see what is clearly a half-naked Grimes flat on his back in this room, and you can see like a little bit of blood pooling around his head.
Oh, he dead. Oh, she killed him. She's brained him.
Killed him.
I mean, I guess I'm just going in.
Okay, you go into the room. That all you see inside. Go and roll me a notice. Is that Snake Eyes again? you guys picked one of the good stuff, but it's also Will rolling dice. With that, because this is no more good for you than it. You've noticed nothing else apart from the fact that the other door in this that leads back into like the meat locker and to the section that has the back door is swinging. It's obvious that door is swinging like someone's gone through it recently. But you notice nothing else, and you're pretty sure Grimes is dead. Pretty certain he's dead, right?
I just want to grab him.
I can't carry him.
I like to think I'd like to think that while Ed is just panicked, like in this dark area, trying to
We're just drinking.
go through it.
You guys cut to you there.
I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up at the saloon covered in blood.
She's only had a 45 seconds head starting, maybe a minute head start going into the.
I mean,
the locker.
I'll run that way.
Okay.
I mean, kind of heading for the door.
Yeah.
I kind of expect that's the direction she's going.
Mm-hmm.
But if I reach the door and don't just see her hauling ass down the street, then I'm going to.
There's kind of like it's like a door that opens into a section that has a back door in it.
Right.
So you're gonna go. Are you going through that door?
Yeah.
Are you worried to the side, like just going through? Are you not checking to see if there's a German lady with a
I mean, I'm probably just going through.
Okay.
Grimes is dead.
Nobody sneak attack brings you as soon as you go through that door. Entering in, you can see that in here is a number of swinging pig corpses. Looks like someone's kind of weaved into them a little bit. There's like hooks with meat
Can I
on
see the back door from here?
You can if you look just over. Actually, you're very short, aren't you?
Yeah.
You cannot see the door over these corpses. As they kind of some of them.
Look under them.
You look kind of down low and go and roll me a notice.
Because I mostly just want to know if the door is shut or not.
Okay.
Because if it's not, then this is like it could be a tense hunt through this unless I just look under and see legs. And then it's just like, okay.
Go ahead and roll it. You don't have anything special with seeing in the dark, right?
No, I cannot
dark
see
in
in the dark. So that is a 5 on notice.
Okay. You can tell that there's no light coming in from the back, so the door's probably not open. But you don't. It's pretty dark in here, especially on the bottom level here, and you don't notice any feet.
You could light a match.
Blind myself and let her know where I am. Is there a...
Does this have electricity? Are we in that point in time?
There is some.
Is there a light switch?
Right?
Yeah.
It's late 1800s. There's electricity.
It's limited, but there would be some. Do I think...
This room does have high set windows in it that probably let light in during the day.
Right.
But
do I think I could... If I went back out through the doors that I just came through, could I jam something? Do I think I could jam them closed with something? Do they have handles, or are they just the push?
They're just push double hinge. So and it's a single door into this too. So it'd be pretty hard to jam it both directions.
Is there an oil lamp or anything nearby, or
Sure.
close by in the other room?
Yeah. Well, you'll see there's one kind of set. There's a small counter here, and it's got a little lamp.
I guess I'll light it on account of how it has matches.
Okay, you light it.
And then I
Makes
want
a
to
little
just chuck it into the room as far as I can.
Okay, you chuck it in.
I'm just getting a Viking funeral.
Well, he's in the room behind me.
You chuck it in.
Besides, he's already dead. What does he care?
Yeah, that's true. I'm already dead.
You chuck it into the room, and it
As far as
kind of hits, and part of it shatters and breaks, and it doesn't explode into flame, but there's a little bit of light kind of burning in the somewhat center of these pigs in there. It's hard, there's still the slight sway of some of these pigs and stuff in here.
I guess I'm going hunting.
Okay. You got a little bit of light now, and you drawing the other gun and going into the thing. Okay.
Yep.
You move into it, and go ahead and roll me a notice. and you won't have out of you had a 5 last time, but it was a 3 because I gave you -2 from the dark. You don't have that -2 anymore because you've made some light in here.
7.
7. Okay, so no drop. As you kind of push through, you push through the first couple of these, both guns at the ready, and you at the last minute are able to turn and see as a meat hook comes swinging from the side towards you.
We really put you in a horror movie.
What's your parry?
My parry is a 5.
Your parry's a 5. So this will hit with no raises. What's your toughness?
4.
That's not too bad. Okay, so you were shaken, but not injured. It was only 7.
It would be a 5, but...
So you, at the last moment, see this coming and raise up an arm, and it hits against you, but the hook piece doesn't catch you, just the metal of it hits you, and it kind of stirs you. And then, I guess, go ahead and draw cards. Where's the deck card? Here it is. I'm just going to draw for both of us to keep it from having to go back and forth along.
We are literally at opposite ends of the table.
Yes. This might be a little bit longer of a session, that's okay. We're pretty close to a good So you were first. And now you can see the direction.
Spirit roll to be unshaken to start with. Luckily I has pretty good spirit. I am unshaken, but don't get to react.
Okay. After this doesn't work, she comes charging towards you, and she is holding a meat tenderizer in her hand, and she is going to make a swing at you. What is it? That's your parry. What's your parry?
5.
So she ties it. So she will hit, but not with any raises. That's snake iron there. That's only 2 damage. So you're not even shaken, right?
Yeah.
So that's at least 4. Yeah. So you're good. That's it. Beat your toughness.
All right.
So she comes swinging with the hammer, and you step just out of the way as it swings in front of her. And then it's on you.
2 more cards.
2 more cards. Oh yeah.
She can go first.
Oh, 8. No, an 8.
You're first.
In that case...
She is point blank with you.
I'll be making a couple of shooting rolls.
It'll be against her parry instead.
So instead I need... borrow one of these. These are easier to read. Borrow one of your D10s. That you're hoarding. And I am double tapping.
Okay.
So it's at a total of -1 because I'm going to fire with both guns.
Okay.
That is a 3 to hit on that one, so I'm sure that misses. Okay. Check ammo. Might become important.
Might just do.
And a 4 to hit on.
4 will not be your parry, unfortunately. See it fire, double tap with both of these, but it's too close quarters and it's hard to get away from. She is going to make another swing.
Are you close enough to hear gunshots?
You are not from inside this building. Your parry was 5,
You could
right?
murder somebody in here and nobody noticed.
4 is not hit, so she swings and misses at you with the hammer.
Okay.
And then it's a new set of cards. Oh man,
Come on, Joker.
5.
I should have been more specific.
That's a +2 on it?
It's a +2 on every. That's or the +2 on the first attack, and
Did she just get a joker?
Yeah, she just got a joke.
You just got a joker.
I should have been more specific.
That will be. So that's going to be an 8 to, or excuse me, a 10 to hit you.
That'll hit
That'll
with
hit
raise.
with 1 raise.
Yeah.
These are cancel. That's 2, and these 10. Well, +2 is 9 damage. Could be much worse.
Okay, that's 1 wound.
That's 1 wound. Are you don't have
I
any
can't
minis
soak
left
it.
to soak. Okay.
1 wound, and I am shaken.
When you're shaken,
And an
and
injury.
is your and you get an injury. Which I have that. Oh, it's over right here. You go ahead and roll me a d12.
Oh, yes.
1 or 2.
4.
Just sitting here diddling.
I just hear a quiet 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
So she hits one of your arms with the hammer, and you hear like a nasty crack, and you're not able to use that arm. You have the 1 arm. You basically have the 1 arm hindrance until that gets healed. You're not going to be able to shoot with the offhand.
Well, looks like I don't have the multi-action penalty.
There you go. You gotta go for accuracy.
Accuracy. I'm still double tapping. I'm still firing.
And it's worth saying, like, you can still hold the other gun, so once this one's up, you can just drop it and pull that other one out of your hand.
That's a good point. That's
Still
exactly
have
what
that.
I'll do.
Give you some extra shots.
Okay, well, first I have to make a...
Asks for a joker. She draws a joker.
Yeah, I should have been more specific. I guess I have to start with a spirit roll.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Try and get unshaken.
I am unshaken, but don't get to act
Okay.
this turn. So hopefully my turn's before hers.
All right.
8. Diamonds beats.
No
that's clubs. She just beats him.
It's clubs and not spades.
It is.
Well, that's not a good swing to try and hit you. That's a 1 and a 2, so she misses. And then it's back to you.
5.
Double tap. So this time at an actual +1.
Okay.
Which is a 5.
5 will hit.
Yay! We have the same parry. Isn't that
It's a
neat?
half-naked lady. She's probably not dressed.
She is not. This big German lady is butt naked, swinging this at you.
I ain't noticed.
Which is kind of horrifying.
I ain't noticed on account of how she's trying to kill me.
She's got a little bit of blood spray on her face.
Both of those 6s explode.
All right.
So that's 12. 18.
Shit.
22.
So against 5.
we're still going.
No, we're
Oh,
still
yeah.
going. 25, 27 total.
Oh, this is the damage.
Yeah.
27. She has a toughness of that. That's gonna be enough for that. I mean, she will attempt to soak this. She right now with her, which is a vigor roll, right?
Well, don't you attempt to soak after the wounds?
That was.
Oh,
no,
yeah, that
she
was-
took enough wounds. She needs to try and soak this. She will have this. And she needs to get at least that. Double twos on the vigor roll is not gonna do it. She kind of hits and like bounces against one of the pig corpses and falls dead onto the ground.
I guess I am unlocking. I'll light more lamps.
Okay.
Like in the rest of the shop.
And you can kind of go and stomp this one out before it spreads.
Right.
All. This is
I'll give Dead Grimes a sort of salute. Tuck my broken arm into my coat.
Okay.
And I guess I'm gonna go get the rest of the group with a broken arm and covered in blood.
Jesus. So you come in, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Dad, what happened?
We're gonna need you, Ranger.
All right.
She's got blood all over her and clearly has a like.
I imagine I caused a heck of a ruckus coming into a
people
saloon
are
like that.
You see that lady? You all right, miss?
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna say,
Do we need to call the Rangers?
What the hell kind of stupid
Somebody get
question
the rest
is
of the
that?
Rangers to. Somebody.
The rest of the Rangers?
I'm a Ranger.
We'll get somebody to help somehow.
Get more Rangers.
Get more Rangers, and I need a doctor.
Where to here?
No, to the
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, right away.
Let's go,
yes,
Ed.
sir. And they go up.
Yes.
And you guys go to the abattoir.
I will explain everything I heard, saw, and experienced.
On the run back over there, you get there, you see a clearly. Go ahead and roll me a quick notice, and don't crit me on it.
Wait, are we
not very
all
quick.
there, or is it just...
Just someone. You notice a alive but very hurt, like a unconscious but breathing Grimes with a big old bruised lump on his forehead with kind of like little divots in it probably from this meat tenderizer hitting you in the head.
Oh, your poor noggin.
Grimes, your handsome face.
His wiener sticking out.
and he is naked. He is butt-ass naked. No, he's not. The
you got your
wiener's
pants
probably
on.
not out. Your pants, didn't quite get the pants on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you took your shirt off and that distracted
Yeah, he's still got his arms.
Your arms are up with the inside, the sleeves of your shirt. Because you're like pulling it up as this thing whacks you in the forehead.
So brutal. Well, we're checking out that lady.
Go ahead and roll me a d6 real quick, please, Grimes.
A 5.
A 5. Your smarts is reduced to die. Is it a d4 already? I assume it's already d4. No,
it was a d6.
So currently your smarts is a d4 because your brain's been so addled until you get that healed. And you have that one, like you can't use, we'll say it was your left arm. You're ambidextrous anyways, right? So it doesn't matter. So your left arm is going to be injured. Grimes is alive but unconscious. You find a naked,
Dead.
shot dead
Nora.
Nora Stein in the meat locker. And I think that's
What
a
a
good
mess.
place for us to stop this
Yeah,
session.
what a mess you're gonna have to talk us all out of in the next session.
And you can hear lots of footfalls coming towards the abattoir quickly, but I think we'll let that conversation happen next time on Devils of the West. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.